Salutations, people who watch things on the internet. We're in my car. It's 2:22 a.m. and this is our first driving edition of Do or Do Not. And it's quite fitting that I'm driving because if you haven't noticed by the title of this Do or Do Not, we're doing a Fast 5 review. I just got out of a screening with some of my friends of Fast 5, and I'm not the biggest like action popcorn blockbuster movie kind of thing. I've seen like the first two Fast and the Furious movies. I didn't see Tokyo Drift. I didn't see Fast and Furious 4. I don't really care. The main reason I saw it, other than just going with my friends out on a Friday night, was my friend Ferny Chien, or Fernando Chien as he's credited in the movie. He plays Wilkes, one of the FBI agents that's on the hunt for Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. I met Ferny through the Guild. He played Wade in season 2, and we've become friends. It's cool. So I wanted, number one, to support Ferny, because I'm sure part of my $22, that's not actually how much my ticket costs, goes towards him in some regards. But he's a great guy, and I'm proud, and he kicked ass. But so I'm gonna say do and do not. This is kind of the second time we've done this. It's definitely one of those movies that I could care less about. It was fun. I wouldn't make a point on seeing it if I wasn't going with my friends and if Ferny wasn't in it. Let's change lanes here. And I'm not driving that fast, just so you all know. And I have the thing on the wheel. That's why I have two hands. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. That's been up there for a while. Anyways, yeah, it's a do and a do not. It's just one of those movies. Plot-wise, I'm going to spoil the hell out of this because it's pretty ridiculous what they did. The writers of this movie, to borrow an analogy, took a bunch of scripts inside of a shotgun and shot them out. If you've ever seen that Ask a Ninja. Essentially, it was Oceans 11 and 13 with possibly parts of the pacifier thrown in there for good measure. It was pretty much the most ridiculous plot line ever. At one point, I did lean over to my friend and say, I think we're watching Ocean's 13. Essentially, they've got to pull a heist. They call in a bunch of people to do it, and everyone fits the archetypical need and stereotype. And even the ending, oh my goodness, the ending of this movie was a direct rip-off of Ocean's 11. From the giant safe that they rip out of a police station to them swapping it out for a fake one, which they used to practice on. Honestly, writers in Hollywood, seriously, there's got to be some like copyright infringement going on there. It was so absurd. I was like, really? Are they really doing this? Really? Oh my goodness. Anyways, the car chases, the cars. I'm not a big car guy. I appreciate good-looking cars and fast cars. There was some cool car chases. The opening sequence when they're stealing cars off of the train, pretty cool, kind of cool. Definitely very Spy Hunter-like when they're just jamming them down the back of this ramp off a train, but still pretty cheesy. Some of the liners, the one-liners in this movie are awesome. When Vin Diesel tells his brother to go walk it off, that was awesome. But the car chase at the end, when they're very reminiscent of some of the old Jackie Chan police car chases. Very reminiscent. It wasn't suspenseful in the way like some iconic car chases are, but they kind of went full force and just bashed up a bunch of cars, a lot of them, which was fun. It was a fun car sequence, especially since they're towing this giant safe behind them and using that essentially as like two cars at the same time are pulling this safe, and they're using it as a weapon against these other cars. So there's some great eye candy female-wise. Can't complain about that. Not one bit. And my female friends said there was plenty of male eye candy as well. So it's one of those ridiculous movies that no one's ever supposed to take seriously, and I didn't feel like I missed much more than a couple references to people who had died and or were arrested before in some of the other movies that I hadn't seen before. But apparently this movie takes place in the middle of the timeline as a prequel to the other movies that have come out. see why they paid a lot of money to have this number of stars all in one movie. Yeah, you know, it's cool. It's fun. That's really all I have to say about it. If it's worth your $13 or however much it costs to go to a movie these days, go for it. If not, perfectly acceptable to see this on DVD or Netflix or whatever, or the discount theater when it comes around. Some cool things that were cool big-wise, but otherwise, I wouldn't say the most visual stunning movie I've ever seen. It's just one of those, this is fun, and to see cars driving around on a big screen was kind of cool. So, that's my Fast 5 review. Yeah, it was fast, and there have been 5 of them, and the scene at the end, halfway through the credits, and at least people are staying through credits these days, and I hear there's a reason to stay through the Thor credits as well. You gotta appreciate people for the work. It takes a lot of work to make a movie. As someone in the entertainment industry, those people deserve credit. So kudos to all those people as well. And if you haven't seen my Do or Do Not review of The Beaver, we'll put it down on this side, on the bottom. And it should have probably already been there because I get to make up where the annotations go. So that was a real movie in my sense. Like, it was well written and well acted and very thoughtful in that sense. So go check that review out. That movie comes out, I think, in a week or two anyway, so it's not even out yet. But Fast 5. So see you guys later. Adios. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think about the Fast and the Furious 5. And oh, the thing, I leaned over my friend and said, this movie should have been called Fast Cinco because it takes place in Rio. Get it? Spanish. I don't even know what the Portuguese for 5 is because they speak Portuguese. Anyways, that was your cultural history lesson for today. I'll see you guys later. Adios.